Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. We just got done checking out another special selection, which was Fjorgen. We're going to move on to another one. I like to get two done in a day. Got a long list, got to get through it. This time, we're going to be checking out a band, The Fall of Troy, which is familiar to me. I've never listened to them, but I've heard their name a lot in the comments. This one's called A Man, a Plan, a Canal, Panama. Yeah, it comes from James Hill. Wow, almost botched that one up. Almost had to do a second take here. Yeah, a man, a plan, a canal, Panama, requested by James Hill. All right, so we got this all ready, set, and go. I have like the kind of idea that Fall of Troy is like post-hardcore or like punk or something like that. But I have no idea where I get those connotations from. Let's figure out what's going on with these guys. Yeah, I was way off. This is like math rock. Very interesting. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, wow. Wow.
Freeze frames were intended for lacking funds. If you knew you'd suffer, I'm backing it up. Eyes that speak when feeling nothing strong.
There's just so much going on at all the time. Ooh. Oh man, that bass got a little bit of bossa nova in it. This music. And the weird thing is, I really wanted to enjoy it every step of the way. Just for some reason, things just did not line up for me frequently. First of all, I want to point to specifically the name of this song: A Man, a Plan, a Canal, Panama. That name, I have no idea what it has to do with the lyrics or the theme or the story of this little song, but I will tell you that thematically it works so well. We start off with something, Seussian. It's got a nice rhythm, it's got a nice rhyme. A man, a plan. We got this blank. We got this nice rhythm going. A canal. All right, you ruined it. We have three syllables now, and we don't have the and sound at the end anymore. Panama. Well, you stuck with the three syllables. You took away my a, and it doesn't even rhyme with canal. And that's the whole song to me. Every part starts out great. I'm like, yeah, this is fantastic. I really like what they're doing. And then they go off the rails. And it has to be an artistic decision because the whole song does this. Every time we get to a new part, I love the beginning. And then they're like, all right, you enjoyed that? Let's chuck a wrench in it. Do you like it now, sir? Um, Golly. So yes, that is my relationship with this song as a first time listen. I love so many individual parts. And on paper, this is everything I love in a song. This is, technical, but still kind of has roots in post-hardcore, kind of screamo. I don't know. We're just gonna stick with post-hardcore. It still has roots in post-hardcore, but it's highly technical. Uh, I like novelty, and this is a very novel song. They're always doing something interesting that pulls the rug out from under me. I like male vocalists that are up there in the register. This guy's got it in spades, and he uses a scream to a fry scream specifically, not a growl. He uses a fry scream a little lower, but it's still a fry scream to sort of create, some contrast between his cleans. Um, and it has really interesting things that happen with time field, time signatures. They have a couple of cool inspirations in here. I pointed out that little bossa nova bass line. On paper, this is written for me. It's very much in line with that Blood Meat by Protest the Hero. All right? That song I felt was written for me. Everything about it I loved, and on paper this song's very similar, but in execution, this is just a wildly different beast that does not jive with me because every few seconds when I'm loving something, they make sure that I stop loving it. And I don't know if that's intentional, that they are taking stuff that is more standard and then altering it to be less standard, or if this is just their writing style and I just happen to like half of it. I don't know. I don't know. But this is one of the most disjointed songs I think we've had on the channel, and we've had Gengistron. All right, I take that back. I would not say this is more disjointed than Gengistron, especially not that one song that was just back and forth. Um, yeah, maybe it's not that extreme, but this is still a highly disjointed song. The first riff that we kind of run into is this really beautiful, like, layered chord. We don't just strum the whole chord. We kind of strum each individual note of it until we get a chord out of it, and then we play chaos. So you get like a do 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 do, and it's cool the first time. I'm not gonna lie. All right, I heard that. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. It's a cool use of dissonance. They're playing around with key signature. They're painting outside the lines here. It's really cool. And then then they did it 16, 30 times or whatever. And it's an interesting riff, but it doesn't have enough interesting parts to it to hold an entire section. Not by itself. It needs something else. And the bass line was working around it. The drums were working around it, but a lot of the time they were also incorporated into that concept of, you know, clean and organized, dirty and chaotic. And it did not really work for me. And this concept ended up bleeding throughout the entire track. We were constantly met with a fight between order and chaos. And as a concept, I love it. I do. But I need just a little bit more cohesion in my tracks. And I tell you, that cohesion got ripped apart in the middle. Like, any semblance of a cohesive concept was just destroyed in the middle of the song when we were jumping genres left and right. Well, let's slow the time signature down by half. Let's cut that even in half even more. Let's move into a triplet feel. Oh wait, we also wanted to get some metalcore in here. Let's do that. And it just felt so chaotic. Chaos had taken over by that point. There was no order left in this song. Chaos had won the battle. Um, man. And that's pretty much my relationship with the whole song right there. I really like the unique ideas. But in execution, it just did not work. It ended up for a song that didn't have a core identity. It didn't know what it was doing. It was wildly inconsistent, and I get it. That's the point of the song. This is very math rock. And I've liked math rock in the past because the ones that we have checked out, like Chan, have found a way to marry the chaos of playing with time signature and key signature and sort of genre inspiration and marry that with more traditional writing in a way that creates a song that's overall a cohesive experience despite including these more chaotic elements into it. And this song just leans way hard into the chaos, and that's fine. I've said before that there's no wrong way to write a song. There's plenty of people who are going to listen to this and love it and want to find more stuff like it. And like I've said before, just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's bad. Just because I can point to it and say that's not good traditional accepted music composition doesn't make it wrong. There's no right way to compose music. But me personally, I just need a little bit more cohesion in my tracks. I do. I appreciate the chaos. I don't mind listening to this once and kind of going on the journey and seeing where it takes me. And I'm sure there are points in my time where I will want to find something like this. And unfortunately, I'll probably have forgotten about it. And I'll be like, hey, does anybody know about any hyper chaotic music? I'm in the mood to just thrash around. And so be like, hey, yeah, Fall of Troy, man, you checked that one out already. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was great. Perfect for the situation I'm in. It has its time and place. But it's not for me right now. Um, I view it with appreciation as art, but it's not what I would enjoyably listen to in my downtime. Um, dang, I had one more thing I wanted to say though, and I completely forgot what it was. That upsets me. This is my upset face. It looks just like my thinking face, I think. Um, dang. Yeah, though I don't know where to go now because I did have something I wanted to talk about. Well, I guess I'm just gonna wrap it up then. Uh, yeah, it's a good overall song. Oh, the production. That's what I wanted to get into. The production quality, I think, is coloring a little bit of my bias. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the chaos, but thinking about it in another light, I think we could. I don't want to say salvage. I don't think that's the right word. We could make it more enjoyable to my ears with better production. I don't know if this was like something that they've, first album we made it in our attic kind of thing. But the production quality is weird on it. And I don't really like to call out production quality and devote time to it other than to just to say, I wish the bass were louder, or, it was a little muddy. I couldn't tell some parts apart when during like a hyper layered song. I usually just say the thing that was distracting and move on, because engineering changes all the time, technology and cultural preference. And, cultural preference even changes across time. America itself has had different preferences for what audio sounds like each decade. And that's not even like regional cultural differences. So I don't really like to talk about it too much other than what I personally, thought could have been a little better. But this one, man, the the vocals I feel are completely dry, and that is both a good and a bad thing. I think they sound phenomenal for being completely dry vocals. I feel like there's very little editing on them at all, but it also sounds foreign to my ears. It sounds weird because I'm used to having a bit of a more engineered vocal track. Um, it also sounds thin and it's a bit low in the mix. And at points, it felt like it just wasn't dominant enough for what it was doing. There's a lot of muddiness with the chaos. Some parts really difficult to kind of isolate and listen to, just because of the mix. And there's this weird like crunched. It's not clean, and I know a lot of people have expressed that they like the dirtier engineering, the dirtier mixes. I am a fan of clean mixes. I like to hear each individual instrument. I like to hear them, basically isolated within the mix. I don't like anything to really be mushing together and overlapping with each other. I like a very clean mix where I can hear every instrument and their timbre and really point everything out. And I know that a lot of people kind of associate that with being over engineered, and that's fair. That's fair. You could very easily get an over engineered sound when trying to make it clean, especially when working with distorted instruments, which are not clean to begin with. But yeah, I do like a cleaner mix, and the mixing just as a whole, the instruments, the individually how the instruments are EQ'd, uh, and then how they're all layered over each other and put into the mix together, and it just it feels overly compressed as well. I never felt like it was loud enough. I never felt like I could hear everything. It was all just kind of muddying together, and it felt like it was missing some top end. I don't know. It felt like a lackluster mix, and I'm not saying that that would fix the entire track for me. But it did detract from my like initial, the first couple of notes is the first thing I really noticed. And that colors an experience. So yeah, and it sucks because I like them. I do. I like the singer. I like the guitar work. I like some of the skill put on display, both in the composition and the performance. I just don't like how everything came together. Usually, you talk about pieces that aren't uh, impressive on their own, but then you say that the sum was greater than its parts. And I kind of feel the opposite. I really like a lot of the individual pieces. I'm not a real big fan of how they came together for this song. So I am really interested to check out more Fall of Troy, though. I think. Oh no, you know what? No, I was gonna say I think we have another special selection for Fall of Troy, but I don't think we do. I think there's something in here I wanted to do for a Saturday. Fall of FCP remix featuring Chan. That I've been wanting to do that on a Saturday. I mean, on a Sunday for a while now, and I ended up stopping doing the Sunday stuff because I couldn't find time, and now I'm trying to get through the special selection stuff. Um, so yeah, we actually should have had Fall on Troy. That actually might be why they sound familiar to me. That we should have had Fall of Troy on here earlier, um, but yes. That's where I stand with this song, though. I want to listen to more of their stuff. This specific song didn't hit me, but I really enjoy each of the individual elements. Um, and maybe I should just check out something a little bit more modern. I don't know how old this is. I don't know if this is just how they engineer their music or if this was just due to being older. They didn't have the resources or the technology or whatever to engineer it, uh, create a mix that was more pleasant to me. I'm not sure what the circumstances were around this, but yeah, maybe I should just check out more of their, or at least a modern song from them and see where that sits with me. So yeah, James, thanks so much for bringing this to my attention. Like I just said, they were supposed to be on the channel already. It's just dumb luck that they haven't yet, um, or bad luck, I guess. Dumb luck is usually a good thing. It's just bad luck that they haven't yet. And like I said, on paper, they're right up my alley, and they're on my radar now at least. So I got to thank you for that. All right, I've at least listened to them once, and I'm very excited to check out more. To everybody else, though, this is where you come in. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought of Follow Troy. Let me know what you guys thought about my opinion on Follow Troy. I know it's a little bit harsher than I usually talk about things, but like I said, all the elements are there for this to just been a banger and for me to fall in love with it, like I did with Protest the Heroes Blood Meat. Like this could have easily been a completely different reaction. So that's kind of why I was a little harsher on it because I know what I would have enjoyed out of it, and it was just so close to being there. It was just a bunch of little tiny things that kept me from really enjoying my experience listening to it. But you guys can let me know if I'm like totally wrong here. I mean, we've all got opinions. I just happen to put mine on the internet in video form. That sounds a bit pretentious. I don't think I'm going to say that again. All right. Above the comments section is a description box with some links in there. Make sure to check them out if you're interested. There's also some buttons, a like, a subscribe, a bell. You can ring those. They help out the channel. They also help out you if you're interested in being notified when I put stuff up, which, I mean, I hope you are because I think I put out some pretty cool stuff. I know most people might not agree with me on this one. This might not be a good video. Be like, hey, I put out quality content. Watch me bash your favorite band. But I do. I think I put out some good stuff, and if you enjoy it, getting notifications, subscribing, it's one of the best ways to help support the channel. And yeah, I'm hoping to get 2 more of these done tomorrow from the premium list. I'm going to get at least one done, but time, I don't have infinite amount of time, and I make do with what I can. So I promise one. I promise one. If I can, I'm gonna get to 2. But you guys are asking for some long stuff. I was really hoping to get through a bit more, but everybody's asking for these 10-minute videos this weekend, so that's fine. I like it. I like it. I don't mind longer songs. It's just it's easier. No, it's more possible to get through a bunch of shorter ones than a bunch of longer ones. Uh, again, I'm not upset about the long songs. I do like them. I enjoy longer songs. I mean, I think one of my favorite songs from last year was Periphery's Reptile, and that was clocking in at like 17. And you guys have given me some really amazing epics so far on this little channel. So yeah, I like longer songs. They're just not they're not conductive to putting out more videos in a smaller amount of time. All right, so yeah, like I said, I'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC. Otherwise, you can check me out Monday when we start Growling Week. Until then, you guys stay safe out there and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my channel.